A video has been shared in social media, showing the aftermath of Israeli missile strike on Iran's notorious Evin Prison on Monday. The video footage captures the damage inflicted on the prison. Parts of the facility are seen to be razed to the ground. Israel launched an airstrike on Evin Prison in capital Tehran on Monday, causing serious damage to the facility. The prison serves for incarcerating political prisoners, human rights activists and others. It should be noted that the 12-day war between Iran and Israel started on June 13 after Israel's surprise strike on key military and nuclear facilities in Iran. Iran responded by firing barrage of missiles across Israel.
اینجا همونطور که مشاهده میکنید بهداری زندان اوین هستش که مورد اصابت رژیم صهیونیستی قرار گرفت. اینجا داخل بهداری زندان اوین هستش که همونطور که مشاهده میکنید کامل تخریب شده. اینجا هم یکی از اتاقهای بهداری زندان اوین هستش که مورد اصابت قرار گرفت.
Israel's tally of the war damage it wrought on Iran includes the targeted killings of at least 14 scientists, an unprecedented attack on the brains behind Iran's nuclear program that outside experts say can only set it back, not stop it. In an interview with the Associated Press, Israel's ambassador to France said the killings will make it almost impossible for Iran to build weapons from whatever nuclear infrastructure and material may have survived nearly 2 weeks of Israeli airstrikes and massive bunker-busting bombs dropped by U.S. stealth bombers. The fact that the whole group disappeared is basically throwing back the program by quite a number of years, Ambassador Joshua Zarka said. They were killed, not because of the fact that they knew physics, but because of the fight that they were personally involved in, the creation and the fabrication and the production of nuclear weapon, he said. 9 of them were killed in Israel's opening wave of attacks on June 13, the Israeli military said. It said they possessed decades of accumulated experience in the development of nuclear weapons, and included specialists in chemistry, materials and explosives as well as physicists. Zarka spoke Monday to the Associated Press. On Tuesday, Iran state TV reported the death of another Iranian nuclear scientist, Mohammad Reza Sadeghi Saber, in an Israeli strike, after he'd survived an earlier attack that killed his 17-year-old son on June 13. Israel has long been suspected of killing Iranian nuclear scientists but previously didn't claim responsibility as it did this time. In 2020, Iran blamed Israel for killing its top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, with a remote-controlled machine gun. It delayed the program, but they still have a program. So it doesn't work, said Paris-based analyst Lova Rinal, with the Foundation for Strategic Research think tank. Without saying that Israel killed Fakhrizadeh, the Israeli ambassador said his elimination also postponed the nuclear program and the nuclear capabilities by a certain time. How quickly nuclear work could resume will in part depend on whether Israeli and U.S. strikes destroyed Iran's stock of enriched uranium and equipment needed to make it sufficiently potent for possible weapons use.
It means that he doesn't have the proof himself to say it. Mm-hmm. So it's a question of language, basically.
But the point Iran had.
Of course, I'm sure that you remember that we have.
To scare the monkeys, that basically this will have a deterrent effect on other scientists, maybe.
Well, people that actually were involved in creating the nuclear bomb, physicists and engineers and nuclear engineers, that were not because of the fact that they knew physics, but because of the fact that they were personally involved in the creation and the fabrication and the production of a nuclear weapon, from the different angles of it. From the material, from the explosives, from enrichment aspects, and from all the different aspects that are needed in order to create the bomb. I mean, it's one thing to learn physics and to know exactly how a nucleus of an atom works and what is uranium and why there is a critical mass, etc., which is something that you find on the internet and you can in every possible university. It's another thing to know how to take enriched uranium to first of all to enrich uranium, but then to take the enriched uranium to the level of 90%. And to turn it into metal, to turn the metal into a bomb, and to have the explosives that are around it, etc., and to have all that minimized into a bomb, into a missile, and to have that missile explode at the right time when it lands on my country. Therefore, it's not that simple. These people had the know-how of doing it, and were developing the know-how of doing it further. And this is why they were eliminated. There was, I'm sure that you remember that there was an individual that was heading the father of the Iranian nuclear program that disappeared a couple of years ago. His elimination also postponed the nuclear program, the nuclear capabilities by a certain time. The fact that the whole group of those that were heading the nuclear program, and I'm speaking specifically of the military nuclear program, the fact that the whole group disappeared is basically throwing back the program by a number of years, by quite a number of years.
C'est compliqué d'être juif en France, là, depuis le 7 octobre. Là, c'est une cible. If we know how to build a nuclear program, military nuclear program, it's not based only on scientists. You can survive. Don't forget. In 2020, they killed the father of the Iranian bomb. It delayed the program, but they still have a program. So it doesn't work. It's a way to justify the attack, but to be honest, it's just a way to delay the program, because to attend a national nuclear program is to attend a question of sovereignty, of identity. And it's more a way for me to fuse, all the radical, feeling of, we're against Israeli people, against American people. It will be a backlash, very complicated. And I'm not sure that in the next year, we don't have a real Iranian bomb.